like getting lost in the streets of the city. It happens more often than I care to admit. I suppose it has to do with my deplorable sense of direction, but also because I'm one of those foolish souls who is so easily bewitched by the carved faces of Paris. I'll be going somewhere, an errand, a specific destination, when I spy across the street a smiling young beauty from above, or an impish magical creature grinning below. They draw me in, and I stare at them for far too long, wondering who they were, how they lived, what their stories are. My imagination holds me captive, for I swear they're alive, that they wink at me knowingly. They're magical creatures spying on us humans from a different realm. Discovered the other day, the most marvelous thing. I have rusty white shutters outside the glass doors opening to the balcony. Why didn't anyone tell me? Between bursts of showers, the sun suddenly dazzles and the cold vanishes, so I sit outside and look out onto the street. It smells of fresh rain and sunshine and feels warm with a tinge of cold at the edges. I read my book here or write in my journal, and it is everything I could ever want. It is cold this morning and the sky has ominous clouds threatening rain. So indoors I go, but no art museums for me. Instead, I go below ground. In Les Miserables, Victor Hugo writes, Paris has another Paris under herself, a Paris of sewers, which has its streets, its crossings, its squares, its blind alleys, its arteries, and its circulation, which is slime, minus the human form. Paris's sewer museum is wondrously clean, if not exactly fragrant. This is a great place to make use of any leftover COVID-era masks. All the exhibits are in French, but there are enough diagrams and pictures to get the gist of things. Like this giant ball, for instance, which used to be rolled down the tunnels to clear out any obstructions. Considering that in the olden days, households used to dispose of their waste in a deep, deep hole in the ground, a practice which explains the ghost smells of medieval buildings like the Cluny, and if one did not have a deep hole, then unceremoniously throw the contents of the chamber pots out the window and onto the streets below. One can't be anything but grateful for modern plumbing. After marveling at the simple wonders of this day and age, I hopped on the metro and escaped to Montmartre and lost myself in this lovely cocktail. I am having a Saint-Germain spritz the way civilized people ought to in the summer while in Paris. I then crossed the street to Montmartre's other cemetery, the small and lovely St. Vincent, which must have the most flamboyant grave I've ever seen for a beloved local gay icon, Musee. My goodness, if his grave is any indication, this one led a most colorful life. Speaking of flamboyant, days later I temporarily abandoned my introverted self and threw myself headlong into Pride Day. There was no way I was going to miss it while I was in Paris. Although it was rainy and I knew there would be loud crowds, I just had to see it for myself. It's been years since I've gone on a Pride parade, my only one since San Francisco, which, if you've never gone to a Pride event, never miss a chance to go if in a big city. There is nothing like it. And Paris did not disappoint. The spectacle of costumes and merrymaking, the music and general exhibitionism. Even for someone so quiet like me, I could not resist being swept up in the spirit and joyfulness of the occasion. I took the metro to the heart of it, sitting across a young American gay teen, accompanied not by his parents, but by his gay friends and supportive nanny, who was at first anxious, but then growing more and more excited as we neared our stop. And as the costumed revelers started crowding the car, his smile grew bigger and bigger. "Yay!" he exclaimed. The gays are here! I stood for hours, got drenched in the rain, and hoped desperately that I didn't catch COVID again among the crowds. I got my fill of the celebration and then fled for the quiet and warmth of home. Once home, I indulged in something I had been dreaming of as I shivered in the wet cold. I roasted tomatoes and garlic in the oven and did my best to puree. With a generous dollop of creme fraiche and fresh chives, I had my soup. No, if you're wondering, I have never eaten so well as I do here in Paris. In every sense of the word, I am full, full, full.